Welcome to the Association Weekend Edition. It's March Madness in the NBA tonight as the Los Angeles Lakers defeated the Orlando Magic in a thrilling victory, 105-104. What's up, everyone? I'm Alexis Morgan. Joining me tonight, our former Clippers and Spurs video coordinator and basketball mind, Mo Dakhil. And then next to him, we've got one of the sharpest minds in basketball. He's a skills coach and a player developer, Drew Hanlon. What stands out to you both early as you watch this game between the Los Angeles Lakers and the Orlando Magic, Drew?
I mean, the first thing is somehow the Lakers found a way to win it. It was funny because in the pregame press conference, they asked JJ, who do you go to at the end? And he said, Luka. But I think he meant to say Luke. You know, Luke Kennard with a big to win it. And again, I could not be an NBA referee. I thought the ball went out on LeBron. Then I thought LeBron got fouled. So I would have been over 2 on those calls. But, the Lakers found a way to win. They did not have their offense going in the second half. Luka, 2 for 13 in the second half, 0 for 7 from 3. They only scored 20 in the third, and then the without that 3, I mean, they had 23 in the fourth quarter, including Luke Kennard's 3. But they found a way to win. And one of the things I thought was cool, the broadcast showed it. Entering tonight's game, the Lakers were 7-2 in one-possession games. Magic were 11-3. Those are 2 of the better teams in crunch time games. And so for the Lakers to win, huge win, especially with their next game against the Pistons without Luka, who will be suspended because of the technicals that have added up over the course of the season.
The Lakers have the best clutch record in the NBA at 20-6 when games are within 5 points in the last 5 minutes. The Magic, they overcame a 14-point deficit in the first half. They led in the first half, and then they were up by 5 going into the fourth quarter. And then that last second three-pointer by Luka Kennard. Mo, what did you see in this game?
Well, I think, one, it's just the Lakers did just enough to kind of stay in the game long enough. And then you had a couple of just sort of opportunities there where down the stretch, Austin Reeves had a lot of good looks and missed some threes to tie it. But the Magic were capitalizing on it on the other end. We're really kind of attacking over and over again. And on top of that, though, they just didn't execute the last play, the get-in play, which is what a coach calls when it's like, hey, we time out, advance the ball. We got to just get the ball in, be tight, get a foul call, and then go to the line and knock down your free throws, and we go home happy. But the situation was that, they just didn't really kind of hold on to it. And then credit the Lakers just staying in it. This drive by LeBron here down the stretch to make it a 1-point game was really impressive. But again, every time they answered back from the Magic down the stretch until they just couldn't. But this was a big one here from Paolo, getting a big bucket to just kind of drop in. They were rolling for the most part. Looked like they were going to pull the win, Alexis. Looked like your stat that the Lakers weren't going to beat Orlando for another year was going to hold. But then we get this play. I mean, this play was amazing because this was a great diagram from J.J. Redick. I thought it was a foul. Wasn't called. Okay, cool. Lakers stay with it. And then the game winner from Luke Kennard. Like, what else can you ask for? And you said it, Alexis, before. A 2 doesn't kill you. A 3 does. And they give up a wide open 3 to Luke Kennard, of all guys, on a night where the Lakers made only 7 threes. He makes the biggest one for them.
You have no idea how mad I was when Luke made that shot, because before the game in our pregame show, I was the only person to choose the Orlando Magic. And
you know what that is?
Great game,
you know what
guys.
That is? The kiss of death.
Moving on. Let's take a look at that last second shot by Luke Kennard to win this game. Man, what a great play for the Lakers. But Mo, if you're looking at this play and you're breaking it down, what are you seeing if you're Jamal Mosley?
Well, late in the game, everything is switch everything. Every screen is switch everything. And like we just said, a 2 doesn't hurt you as much as a 3. A 2 just means overtime. And what happens on this play, I want you to see Paolo Banchero gives up and chases LeBron after Baines switched. He needed to switch and stay with Kennard right there. Instead, you have 2 chasing LeBron, who's diving to the basket, and then you just get a great pass from Smart right on the money to Kennard, and it was nothing but the bottom of the net. And then the Lakers storm in the court like it's the NCAA tournament right now. It's madness, baby. We're getting all sorts of fun. I'm hyped up because this was just too good of a play right there. I'm shocked the Magic kind of blew that one though.
All right, we're going to take a quick break, and after this, we'll be highlighting our next game coming up on NBA TV. That's going to be the Bucks versus the Suns. We'll see you right back here after this break. Welcome back to the Association Weekend Edition. The Lakers are taking on the Magic, so let's look at some Magic players warming up. We've got Jalen Suggs. He is averaging a team high 5.2 assists per game for this Magic team. Mo, what have you seen from Jalen this year, and what do you expect to see from him tonight against the Lakers?
I think Jalen Suggs is probably one of the most important players for the Orlando Magic. Like, I know it sounds crazy with Paolo, with Franz, and Desmond Bane, like you would say all those guys, but he has been the glue for this team, you know, basically his entire time that he's been in Orlando. And I feel like there's a big difference when he's in games versus when he's not playing. They kind of lose their intensity and their edge a little bit, and he brings some of that. He's one of the few guys that can be a bit of a playmaker for them. They don't have a ton of those on the floor, I think, and he can kind of help to get them organized with all that. But there's something about the way him on the floor, Alexis, is kind of like a calming influence for everybody. It's sort of like when I'm on the shows and you're hosting, like it's a calming influence. You kind of keep us all together and keep us organized. I feel like that's something that Jalen does.
Oh, you're calling me the glue guy on this team. I love to hear it. Drew, do you agree with Mo's assessment of Jalen Suggs being the glue guy for the Orlando Magic?
Yeah, I like it. You know, it's funny because people were laughing when he got his haircut. They were like, oh, he's going to get the Derek White kind of bump. But I think he kind of plays the Derek White kind of role in the aspect of he has a lot more impact and a lot more value than the box score says or than like the average fan will give him credit for. I think that he is one of those guys that does all the little things that help the Magic be successful. And we talked about how they have to get back to a stronger defensive identity. He's a big factor in that. And then we also talked about, you know, how their scoring has improved, and he's one of the creators. He's leading them in assists. So, you know, I think that that's one of those things that, you know, he is a guy that's so valuable. And while he's not one of their star players, he's one of their guys that brings out the stars, which is super important.
The Orlando Magic are 6th in the Eastern Conference. They're 38-31 this season. So let's talk a little bit more about who else on the Magic needs to show up tonight. Mo, who do you have from this Magic team, knowing that Franz Wagner's out, and who needs to show up?
I mean, the most obvious one is Paolo Banchero. He has to be quick with his decision making. He has to play at a superstar level. He's going up against really a trio of stars with the Lakers. He's got to match that intensity and bring that. He's got to make quick decisions, attack consistently, get to the line a bunch. They're going to need a big night from Paolo if they're going to pull this off.
All right, the Magic are taking on the Lakers at 7 p.m. tonight on NBA TV. We will be right back after. Welcome back. Orlando up by 3 over the Lakers. The first half of action is in the books, so let's take a look at some stats here between the two teams. We've got the Lakers and the Magic. A lot of interesting things that stand out to me, but Mo, what do you see when you see the tale of these two teams?
Well, I think just looking at the Magic side, Tristan da Silva being their leading scorer, we all had that correct, right? Like we were all thought that was who's going to be the leading scorer at half, right? You know, Paolo not shooting it well. Bane's just, you know, with 8 points. You need more guys to kind of get going. You need your star players to get going. I said that in the pregame. You need Paolo to really find a way, you know, to get going. The bench carried them in the first half. The stars need to carry them in the second.
Okay, let's talk about our keys for the game. Let's go to you first, Drew. What the keys for the second half for you?
Well, I mean, the big thing is the Lakers have to get the others going. And when I say the others, I mean, Luka has 24 points, 10 of 17 from the field, 3 of 6 from three. He's been great. And then Austin Reeves has been really good, 12 points. But outside of that, everyone else has 26 points. That's just not enough. You can't have Luka almost scoring more than everybody else on your team. And they were a completely different team when Luka was out there versus when Luka wasn't. He was a +8 in a game that they're down at halftime. So, I mean, the Lakers have to get the others going. And the other thing they have to do is just if you look at what Orlando's doing, getting extra possessions, they got 9 offensive rebounds. They can't lose the margins. When you talk about the margins, you're talking about what are the things that ultimately win games? It's winning the 3-point battle. The Lakers right now are down 9-5 in the 3-point makes. Rebounds, Magic have 9 offensive rebounds. So I think they got to max that intensity on the offensive glass, and ultimately, if they can do that, get the others going, and they can win that battle of the boards, I think they're going to have a good chance to come back and win this game.
Drew says, get the others going. Mo, what do you say for the Magic? Keys to the second half.
I think the most important key is continuing to attack the paint, continue to find cracks in the Lakers defense to find lanes for you to drive. It's not about scoring necessarily in the paint, but what it does is it collapses the defense and it leads to kickouts. We saw in one of the highlights, Suggs kicking out the Kane in the corner. That's off of a dribble penetration drive. It's getting those areas, getting the Lakers defense to collapse, pulling inside, and then you could spray the ball around. Sure, you get a wide open layup or a dunk. Take it, yes. But it's in that idea, though, it opens up everything else. And I think they need to continue to find those cracks in the Lakers defense and continue to get that dribble penetration, and that will open everything else up.
Definitely looking forward to watching that Orlando Magic second unit. We're going to watch this second half. The Los Angeles Lakers are down by 3. We will see what happens in this half.